Behold, it is I. Here, let me scooch in. Let me become very intimate with, hello, LSV. It is I, your internet friend, Jeffrey K. Horcrims, and we are here for a sponsored stream with Good Luck Games, specifically to play Storybook Brawl. Let me introduce our cadre of elite TCG warriors here on the couch. Of course, we have LSV. You've probably seen this face before, the face of your conqueror. Just to the right, we have my good friend Dabe, who is a designer here at Paniccade, but he is also essentially my partner for very, very late night Storybook Brawl excursions. We tend to play the game co-op, which is what I imagine would more or less be doing for the next 3 hours.
I think we're going to have a very good
We know what to do.
Present.
And then just to the right of Dave is Yuck Mouth. I mean, listen. This is the name they chose for themselves. The mouth is on point. I can't say enough good things about this mouth. But I was actually watching Yuck Mouth streams to learn stuff, because this man is very talented at Storybook Brawl, but I did not know that you would be materializing in the office today because you have taken a position with the company.
Here I am.
What a delight. And then just to the right is Matt. So everybody else has cool names or names they've made themselves, truncations. And then we have Matt. Placemat is what they say from time to time. So this is Storybook Brawl. I mean, what's like how do you condense it? Because you have to tell people what it is all the time.
Yeah, when I'm talking to people that have never played this type of game, I compare it to, it's a drafting game, right? So compare it to like fantasy football, right? You're picking your characters.
This tells me right here who you have to talk to about this kind of stuff.
This is how I describe the game to my mom, right? Like right, it's fantasy football in the sense that you're drafting, you get to make the decisions, but once the brawl starts, right, once the game begins, you've got to influence it, but you watch the combat kind of play out, right? But instead of football players, we've got all the characters you know from Storybook. So,
exactly. Yeah, because I mean, if I tried to talk to my mom and say, well, Mom, it's basically like Ascension, and then I have to spend like 15 minutes describing what Ascension is. But if you are already playing a lot of games like this, it's essentially a battle royale type game, but in a more intimate setting, sort of like a Dota or auto chess, Underlords type thing. It's got deck building, it has automatic combat, and it's really, really crafty. Is the best way to go into it just like show them some...
I would guess that we could just hop in.
Some play?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, now it's going to be interesting because, I mean, I wonder if we should... Here, Dave.
Yeah.
Should we just play a game?
Like bot game?
Well, bot game would be good because then because there's no
time
timer.
To talk. Yeah, exactly.
And we can go over everything. And there might be an opportunity to, like, if you and I talk and say what we think the right thing is.
Oh no, you want to do that?
This is a great idea.
Well, no.
I hate this.
I think that it might actually be.
This is like reading chat while trying to play the whole time.
I think it might be the right play. I think that we will learn the most if they can tune up some of our instincts, maybe.
Okay.
Right?
Yes, so
it might be a
you can
little
see chat's already
embarrassing.
demanding an egg.
Well, okay, so
which is a thing that
my
Jerry
feeling
does.
is that if you get the egg treasure, you've already won. Like, to a certain extent, if you have the treasure that you can only get from tripling a good egg, everything is going to go well for you after that. You've
already won.
It's essentially
There's 2 games
the universe smiling on you.
Right.
And then if you get the mimic, I mean, there's a lot to like. I mean, the good egg is actually like legit, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm not crazy for thinking that the egg. I mean, obviously there's better
like it because it's like secret menu item, right?
Yeah, it's very much in and out. This is like animal style, but for artifacts.
Yeah, the egg is super high risk, right? It's the only character in the game that if you lose it, it's gone for good, right? Super high risk, but I think it's well worth it. Yeah.
But yeah, getting something that has scaling like that early. Oh, anyway, I have a lot to say about the egg.
All right. You want to just hop in? Let's do a practice round?
Let's just jump in.
See what our options are.
All right, now, here is my breakdown. I think that Pup the Magic Dragon is super, super legit, but it's probably only because I exist in a stunted, idiotic realm for nubs. But once I, like, this +2/+1, like in the early game, is horrifying.
It's true.
Against opponents. right? And then once you get things, there's artifacts you can get that like broaden those support abilities over everybody. It starts to get, it's kind of a nice little boost. You have to have a good board otherwise, but it's not horrible. Like there's that little edge just means in the traditional matchups you come out on top. Sir Galahad, I don't know what's going on with that.
I think Galahad's very straightforward and would be good, like an intro to like that.
True.
Or we could go with the pup and just say like, let's play to our card's strength or our hero's strength.
Yeah. Now, Trophy Hunter, we have chosen many times.
And always eating garbage.
always eating shit.
Yep.
Because Trophy Hunter, if Trophy Hunter comes together right, it's pure horror. But there's certain aspects of Trophy Hunter that we have not mastered.
Oh, many of them, most of them, all of them?
Yeah, every
Yeah.
aspect of Trophy Hunter we can't hit.
Trophy Hunter's the quintessential first place or eighth place hero.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like,
I feel that.
it works out. It's
always
insane.
ace for
Biggest,
us.
craziest numbers in the game.
I breathe a sigh of relief. Like when that Trophy Hunter gets X'd out early, I know things are going to be okay. Because if they're allowed to metastasize, it is bad.
If you're above 30, like when you're at level 4.
Trophy Hunter in the finals is like one of the scariest things in the game.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You're just like, all right, well, I guess, you know.
We'll see.
It's a nightmare. And the reason, just for the chat, the thing that makes it so scary is essentially it affects the actual keywords on the card. So slay means these abilities happen anytime that card kills another card. But Last Breath becomes slay ability. So there's units and they're balanced. And in the ordinary universe, the Last Breath abilities are really cool and you can build cool things around them. But Last Breath units, you tend to want them to die. But what if you made one super strong and then it was also doing its Last Breath ability every time it killed? And it's very scary.
We've seen it.
Yeah, we've seen it. But Pup the Magic Dragon, I think, is a great intro character.
Do y'all agree?
Great.
Would you go with Pup?
Pup's great.
Or do you wanna go for the
Whatever
Galahad?
realm you're in, I'm there with you because I'm a big fan of Pup.
Okay. I don't play a lot of Pup games, so let's do this.
Yeah, and the treasures you were talking about, Jerry, also just got lower level.
Yeah.
They went from 6 and 5 to 4 and 5, yeah. So Pup's better.
All right, so Jerry, what's your first pick here?
Well, early on, out of this right here,
Yeah,
whenever I see the
yeah.
Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo spell over on the right, I always like to cast it because it's going to give me something that's over curve.
Yeah,
But because we are Pup,
Yep.
I see this Fanny,
I know you see the Fanny.
and then I start to think, maybe this is for us. But maybe the Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo will give us the Fanny.
That's true.
And it'll be a better Fanny than usual.
The way I look at Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo is, what if the best thing happened?
Yeah.
That's just kind of the way I approach things.
Yeah, I think
Usually it works, actually.
Turn 1 Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo, I think is probably the best bet, and then a higher power drives for us.
Exactly right.
RNG gods. So I think we're gonna do that.
Yeah, snatch it.
All right. Grabbing that. Hey, give us the Fanny. There you go.
That's all you have to do.
So the best thing happened.
Called it.
And we trade. No, we. Yeah, okay,
no
we do.
damage.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Sorry, I forgot the Krampus.
And that's something to point out, right? Like winning is good, but not taking damage is the real,
Yeah.
right? Just tying is just
not
as good,
taking not
basically.
taking damage. But
Yeah.
it's like it turns out that you guys know a friend of mine, like my neighbor, Ryan Spain.
Yeah.
And he when he was trying to teach me how to play Magic unsuccessfully, I should add, because I thought it sounded to be fun, like to play Magic against somebody on my block. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Like his starting level is way beyond anything that I will ever do. It's like I bought like Magic cards with like my tips from being a dishwasher,
Nice.
right? That's what I
Right.
was doing. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Now there's a creature that is a spell and an enchantment. It has all the keywords. And I wasn't ready for it, but he was definitely ready for it. But the main thing that he told me was that health was a resource, which I'd never considered.
Right.
It just hadn't occurred to me that health, because I'm just trying to protect my health at all costs, but you don't win that way.
Right. Like when you first get into it, right, you're like, oh, that's your score, right? You want that to be the
Yes.
highest.
Right.
But you can get first place with 1 health, right? That's
Yeah.
the thing. It's not actually your score. It's are you alive or not, right?
Ryan should have really recommended like a Magic podcast or something. That would have.
To warm you up.
Did you steal his podcast? Is that?
Well, Caesar Game Dev says, hi, Matt. So,
Let's start working on the
Hey,
game.
yeah.
well, there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
On the game.
So we didn't get our dwarves that we were looking for, but it's okay because we got 2 supports and we're in pup, so that's good.
Oh, wow, yeah.
We
Very
also got a 1-cost spell that can be cast on anything, which is also great. So I think it's going to be a support and a spell. So every unit that's supported by pup gets a +2/+1. So I feel like Mim would just create a big murderer, but it might be smarter to go with the baby root. What do y'all feel?
I like the baby root.
Yeah, that's my inclination is
Good rule of
towards
thumb
that.
is like when you're getting one stat, you want to then balance it with the other.
Okay.
It's good to get +3/+3 better than +6/0 or +0/+6. So yeah, your instinct's correct. I think
cool.
+2/+4.
Yeah, that
is a
feels-
lot
that feels
stronger than
solid.
+5/+1.
Well, yeah, and look, so Root has transformed young Fanny into a beast,
This is a thing you'll hear a lot.
essentially, because it confers like big survivability, but she was already kind of a monster
Yeah.
for the curve.
Not a bad.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, you guys want to hear the terrible play? The aggressive terrible play?
What's the
Yeah.
aggressive terrible play?
Selling Fanny.
Selling Fanny and grabbing the Mim
Yes.
and Minotaur?
Is that blowing your mind?
What the you madman.
So here's Matt's logic: is going forward, you're not going to have the fan in your team in like 2 turns maybe, and Mim and Baby Root are like the 2 best level 1 characters you can find.
They're incredible, yeah.
Yeah.
Across the board or just with pup?
Oh, with pups.
Okay, with okay.
I think
But
that's
Mim is also maybe across the board.
That's a fine play, but let me play devil's advocate because dwarves are very good right now.
Yeah.
So Fanny, if you still have it on level 3, you put it behind a doubly. Doubly not only gets the support from the Fanny, but it also gets extra stats from the pup hero power.
Juiced from the pup.
And those are then adjusted because it's doubly. So there is a world where the Fanny might be decent. So I think either play is okay.
Yeah, and because she's in the back line, it's hard for him to smack that Fanny.
So to speak.
I get
No, when I said
I'm
it,
sure,
I said,
I'm
I
sure
could
there's a lot
see
of
a joke coming. I was like,
jokes.
where's it going?
Another thing to consider here. I see you're getting ready to play the spell.
Yeah.
Where do you want to play this spell?
Well, I guess by default I want to play it on the Fanny, because well, I mean, there's been a bunch of times where it's like, okay, I'm down and the root can't attack back, and we're at that point where it's just like I lost because my main character died because I ran into an egg or something.
I think you're right.
Root is correct, isn't it?
Is it on root?
I would put it on the root. The reason being because your opponents could have lightning, or baby dragon.
Yeah, that's true.
So if they have a baby dragon,
Survivable.
it takes away so much of your power if you lose that at the start of the fight. If you lose it later in the fight because it attacked, you've probably already gotten a lot of value from it throughout up until that point. I'm willing to risk that to have enough health to survive a hit from an early game baby dragon personally.
I really just don't like my supports to attack.
That's where I'm at.
They just run into battle and just.
Yeah.
I've seen crazy builds, pervert builds, frankly, that have like the sad Drac type thing where you have the ranged monsters and then a bunch of 0 attack
Right.
Oh yeah,
units. There's a bunch of 0 attack
scam
token
front
units
line.
that are never meant to attack at all. But they essentially all of your ranged characters just become artillery the whole time.
Yeah, when that first came out, we got pretty strong feedback that people got sick of it pretty quick.
I was one of those people that gave strong feedback, actually. It's called wall comp. It has a name.
Okay, good.
God damn it!
I need to know that.
It's funny how hard this game is, right? Like you could just take a turn real quick, right?
Yeah.
If you were playing by yourself, you probably would have, right?
Well, this is great
And then-
to have every input, right?
I honestly don't know because the point you made about the 3 damage from a baby dragon in the back row,
takes away
that
the
could
power.
apply to our inherently 3/3 Fanny surviving
forward.
later. Because if we get lucky with doublies, we're going to wish she was a 4/4.
What were we
Right.
doing with our lives before? Like we have. This is
The reason we're not mythic, tell you that.
I think we protect from the dragon,
I'm okay with that.
and because I mean,
Is
this
anybody
baby-
on team roll just for just to see?
No, because you really want to lock for that Mim. The Mim is. The Mim
Oh
is
yeah,
super
you
appealing.
think we're on a lock? We're in the middle of turn 2, so
Yeah, hit it.
our level 2, so that's not bad. Let's go for that.
How great is the game that we spent this much time talking about turn 2?
In a bot
really
game.
good.
Yeah.
And it really demonstrates the power of committees and why they get stuff done so quickly.
That's funny.
But that is just a little bit of extra damage in the back. And the dragon protection is good, right? But now things are getting gross.
Yeah. So
There's some options.
we definitely want the Mim. That's what we locked for, right?
Yes.
So we can go ahead and grab that.
Now, and I feel like Mim Dragon or Mim Sherwood is like a malevolent choice. If you pull in this type of ranged effect with the pup plus the Mim, I mean that seems bonkers to me.
Yeah.
I like it.
I mean that seems really healthy. Now, what we like about dragons in this game, the flying keyword means something different than it would in a typical
Right.
CCG, where there's sort of like 2 classes of attacker. In Storybook Brawl, flying units attack the back rank first. So you can break people's combos really bad with dragons.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something we're scared of, right?
Yeah, we're scared of dragons as a dragon.
But I do love that sure shot with the Mim, like that ranged attack is
that
really
opening
strong.
range. Is there anybody that's on team roll for dwarf?
So
I think I would
free
roll
roll.
here. What do you think, Matt?
it's funny how hard this game is. So so one of the things is so the most power up I think is buying Sherwood.
Yeah.
But we are really strong. Right, because we're pup, we already have literally 3 supports. It might be worth going for the second Fanny, the second Mim, the second Root.
Interesting. So you wouldn't do Sherwood and then free roll.
Right, I think
we
I
did
would
the
do
Mim
free
free
roll and hope we get lucky because I don't think we're going to lose this next round anyways. So powering up in the short term has less value, I think, because we're so strong.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
We're gonna have a lot of tough decision matrices.
Yeah, imagine if we were on a timer right now.
Oh yeah.
I know.
Badunk.
But they're right, because we're at level 2, right?
Yeah.
We can free roll. We have 2 gold. We can buy anything that we want to on this next
Yeah.
auction.
We might also get another sure shot chance
Wouldn't
in
that be
case we
something, right?
biffed it. Yeah. So do you want to go for the roll then?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Could be anything, even a sure shot.
Yeah.
True.
Or it could be 2 eggs.
Egg game.
It could be 2 eggs.
He's an egg gamer at heart.
You
He's
know
gonna
that I'm
he
an
would
egg
tell me to
gamer.
lock it. He would tell me to just.
And we should.
See?
You get the egg, and you put the egg. This is going to transform eggs into beasts. Look at this baby root plus Mim plus pup, because it's going to get both
It's
of
a
those
pretty
bonuses.
survivable egg. Let's say that.
It's the egg of the year.
That one's
AOD.
hard. AOD's a little hard. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I say egg.
Yes.
Lock. See this is. See, look at chat.
You can't disappoint them.
Right.
They want what they
There are
deserve.
certain expectations here.
Absolutely.
You've brought them up to be this way, though.
We have to.
They learned it
meme-
from watching you and
we
not
have
the
to
people who are
meme
good at the
on
game.
stream. That's just how it is.
You're right. We do have to meme on
So,
stream.
but I'm saying, so this egg is 7/7, but with these 2 supports and this pup, it's going to be the apotheosis of. It's going to be a demon.
I think I know where Matt is because of our phone call we had earlier, and I know you think our friend the Polywog
yes.
is your favorite
It is
to
my
grab
favorite
here,
card, yes.
and a Polywog behind a Mim that's also boosted by the pup.
Right.
Here.
Disgusting.
Here's what I think. Polywog, come down. Paul F. Thompson.
Yep.
We put him in front of these 2. So this is what we like about Polywogs, just for the chat's usage, right? Slater Raid, Poly, please, don't worry. We're going to do it. So what's awesome about the Polywog is that when it slays,
Yeah. Well, let's go over that.
it transforms into a character that's higher level than a hero. So we're going to get access to characters that we can't even buy yet, right? And the only challenge with Polywoggle is making sure that he slays and gets his value. But because we're pup and because we have this backline here, I feel very confident that this young Polywog is going to see his day, right?
Yeah, that's a good chance.
It's a decent chance.
And then are we also locking for the double
For the
egg?
double egg, absolutely.
We probably have to.
We declared it as victory condition before it started, right?
We did.
Well, and because we have all this extra support, and because 7/7 is so tough at this level, I feel very confident. Now, obviously, eventually we got to pull them back so they don't get shredded, but that's
Right.
how I would do it.
That's how you do it, yeah.
Another interesting angle too is normally it's tough to lock right before you level up.
Yes.
Right, because you want those higher level guys. We actually are going to have 5 gold with a +1 gold spell in the shop, which means that we can buy through characters, and we're not full board yet. So it's better to lock here than normal because of that 6 gold opportunity. Yeah,
And hopefully we grab a free level 3 from the Polywog.
be great.
We're on Carter.
Odds are.
Now, here's an even slightly crunchier question. I want the Polywog to die so that on turn 3 he then transforms, right? Versus if he were to transform while he's still alive. So I
see.
don't want
You
him.
want to get a level 4.
That would be the greedier play.
It is the greedier play, which is how I like to play games.
Yeah.
And Luis is even greedier than me.
Well, here then, why don't we
But-
grab an egg, lock, and we'll
okay.
come back to this store and get the rest of
No.
these
What
great
I'm
things.
saying is we could.
That is the greediest play for sure.
Yeah.
That is the greediest play for sure. I think we could get Paul here and just make sure that he's not supported on the health side. So hopefully he attacks and dies.
Well,
But that's
really,
also
just send
greedy.
him over
I mean,
on
it's
the
all.
right.
Well, I mean, I could move the fanny over and
Yeah.
stuff so that we could do that. What are we doing? Are we doing that?
Yeah.
I like it.
All right. I guess we'll go for it. So maybe it's something like, yeah, see, 6 health is a bit tough. But something like that, right? So he goes first.
Well, I think you don't want it attacking first, preferably, because you would rather it be attacked into, right? If we're trying to not proc it this turn.
Well, so how does this work, I guess? If he dies and it's turn 3, When does that changeover happen?
He'll see it as turn 2. So if he does slay this turn, we'll get a 3.
Okay.
As opposed to next turn, we'll get a 4.
Okay. See, I thought it depended.
Right.
I thought it depended if he survived because we're on 2, it was a 3. But at the beginning of the next round, because it's 3, then it'd become a 4.
Yeah.
So that's not how
I
it
see.
works out.
Yeah. To do your play, I think we move him to slot 3, and then we swap our 2 supports. And that way he'll deal a lot of damage, but not attack first.
Okay.
There you go.
Let's try that one out. So we're gonna go over here, swap these 2, or you're saying over here?
Yeah. And then swap the 2 supports, just their 2,
Yeah.
on top of each other. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, cool.
He might still slay. We'll see.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now I know that there are people out there that don't like eggs. There's a lot of anti-egg.
They have an egg over here.
Haha!
Oh
We're
wow.
gonna crack that egg though.
Yeah, that the egg's.
Poor Merlin.
An egg's not gonna make it.
Look, one more egg for the pool.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And so
Exactly.
if an egg gets cracked,
Right.
does it re-enter
Yep.
the pool?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes. Exactly.
Perfect. If you will.
Appreciate you. All right, so we had discussed its egg spell, and then one of these units.
Then we can actually fill our board, which is cool.
Yeah, Jerry would say no. He's afraid. He likes to be an egg gamer, but like on the bench.
I will definitely put them on the bench because for me it's getting the treasure. But right now, because we're pup and because we have a great support line, I have a lot of confidence in these young men.
All right, so we'll do spell, which will lose 2 health, but we'll get a gold for it. Out of these 2, are you into dragon and just screw up their backline game probably a little bit more?
Yeah, I think especially since we have the supports, I like dragon.
I like the dragon as well, although this turn I feel like Polly Woggle wants to go first. Exactly
Wants to
what you're
hurry.
doing.
Like
You've
this kind
got
of
it.
thing.
You've got it.
Now, if we want to be safer, I guess. Oh yeah, I guess he's getting the support
is
from
tough.
there.
Yeah, this is exactly what I would do. What
Right
you
here?
just did here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's
Keep
the
them
safest.
tough.
Yeah.
Let the front line work.
Yep.
Looks pretty good.
All right, we'll go for that.
Any predictions on what Polly Woggle turns into?
Nothing at all.
0.
All right.
Oh, that was a good.
Thanks,
action.
Dragon.
Huge hit.
Nervous about this. So, okay, there we go.
Perfect.
That was the only thing that could have become.
Yeah, that could have
43
stopped
there.
us.
Yep.
The egg was in danger. He was at risk.
No dream.
Okay.
Interesting.
Now.
Well, we found a dwarf, but I don't think we need to be in that because now we have 2 mims and a tree. I always love a spellweaver, and we have a TLK, which is fun. I think that's a little too expensive right now for sure. Part of me does want to roll for the egg, and I know that that's what you're vibrating all about. What do you think is the best play from this shop that you can see right here?
I don't think this is a good play, but I like the greediest angle. The greediest
Guilty
angle
play.
is assume our poly is going to turn into a 4, buy
And
2
then
3s from that shop.
TLK?
Yes, lock this shop for TLK, the spell, and we'll have
you're
a
trying to-
level 5 while we're still level 3.
Here, no, can you tell the people why we like TLK so much? So that's the heart spell over there on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so TLK, it lets you cheat. Kind of like Polywog does. It basically does that for any character. So you can turn them into a higher level character than what they are, and they're going to keep all their buffs. If they're upgraded already, they're going to be upgraded.
Right.
Nothing more fun than that.
Polly is going to let us get a character we shouldn't have access to, and then TLK is going to bump that character up into the stratosphere.
Oh yeah.
No matter what it is, even if it isn't part of our comp, a level 5 character here.
Right, there's
is
basically no
wickedness.
miss. Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Yeah. And we haven't talked about the pair of the mim, and is that kind of off the table now because of that aggressive move?
Well, if you're making that play, you need to buy 2 things out of the shop here and lock the shop, right? Because
Yeah, we're
we
trying to
need
get the
spend our
3s.
gold.
Yeah.
So you can decide what to pick. I think the most obvious one here that I think everybody will agree is you take the lucky. You have the fanny to support it. It will
Yeah.
also reduce the cost of something in this shop, either that's already there or that
That's
pops
right.
up into the shop. So that's gold efficient. That's a strong play. You just have to decide what to do with your other 3 gold there.
Yeah, and I think we take this back egg. Obviously, we put it back on the shelf
Gently
so carefully
throw this lucky in.
that lucky goes in.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And then, the Spell Weaver is a cool type of weaver, but I just
One of the
saw
best.
LSV's
type of
neck.
weaver?
I saw a slight twitch of the neck, and that's how I know it was the wrong choice.
No, I love Spellweaver.
Oh, really?
I would never not buy a Spellweaver.
yeah, I go for
Dave is like
every time.
this. Dave loves Spellweaver.
Yeah.
It's because you just don't know what's going to happen. So mouse over Spellweaver. There's a reason that we like her. So ranged is obviously an incredible effect. You get multiple times value out of characters that are ranged, especially if you can protect them. But this early, every time we cast spells, she's getting buffed. So it's like an investment that we make early on, right? Which is why she has come to be such a treasured character, right?
I plan on casting lots of spells most games.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. That's the fantasy.
Yeah, and it's fun too, right? Because as good as Dragon is here, for example, we know we're not running Dragon late game, right?
Yeah.
But Weavers, because they can sometimes get up to those 50, 60 attack numbers, they might be part of your late game team.
Yeah, and it's worth considering that Pup usually doesn't necessarily do as many ranged units because you want the support, unless they're ranged supports obviously later in the turn. But I think it's still a good grab
such things
here.
do exist.
Yeah, so we're thinking about running Weaver here just for a really healthy 8/8. Does that seem correct?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe take this egg out.
We're just gonna just protect the egg. I think that's okay to keep the dream alive in
We're
the
weaker,
stream.
but our eggs are safe. We think
Yeah.
we're really strong anyways.
Yeah.
I believe it's true.
I would love to lock for
I
this.
like the
for
number.
this.
All right, come on,
Right.
Polly.
All right, we're hoping for Polly. All right.
We're gonna dumpster this AI.
Yes.
Hey.
Oh, the perfect hit.
Yes, exactly. I love when the math works out perfectly like that.
And I used to sleep on Stag, but I kind of like this. There's a period in the earlier game where I really like having Stag, especially for supports.
This
actually
doubly
gonna lose.
is a threat.
Oh, if we hit double, we
left.
Oh, we tie.
Yeah,
well,
No, we win. We still
win.
win.
Because we got the
In
min.
fact, we win.
easy. Fact, we win. Nice.
All right, so we got a lady.
A mega support.
Okay, in Pup though.
Wow.
Yeah, so now is the TLK even worth it? And we do get a discounted MIM, so we get a treasure here if we want to go for that.
I hate to say it, but I don't think we're supposed to TOK that.
I would take it.
All right.
I mean,
like-
for
all
the
right,
content, I don't know how we don't, but it is
What if
really
it could be
good.
better? What if it
Well,
could be better?
what if it turns into an Aeon and we have that Spell Weaver?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So what we love about this, it's a cool choice for
It's
Pup,
effectively an upgraded
but
tree.
TLK TLK is too cool.
Way too cool.
Yeah, at this point at level 3 to get a 5 on the board.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not too terrible, but let's
let's
see.
see
We're
it.
not going to be buying any. Is there any reason for us to potentially get this MIM first? Is there
Triple a MIM?
any treasure
think
that
so.
might contribute
Treasure
in
that would
any
change
way?
your decision.
Right.
This is, but I was going to say, so this certainly like at my level of sophistication in the game, and I win sometimes, but I'm pretty mid-tier. Not matching things feels so bad.
Oh, yeah.
But I know for a fact, I've watched so many top-tier players, and I had a great time watching the tournaments, right?
Cool.
I have watched so many top-tier players, and they play units that I completely sleep on. Like this pig you get money from.
LSV.
My favorite character.
Yeah, that's your favorite.
I mean, I was just like, I guess I don't really get it. And it's like, it's on every board. And it turns out the game is actually like in the middle. It's really about econ and not whatever the fuck I'm doing, right? It's crazy.
Trying to get triples.
But exactly. But for you, it's like, for me, it's like, oh man, they're all there. And then for you guys, it's like, well, that's like 2 gold I could do something else with, right? It's just like, that's a big mental shift for me, where I think the game is about matching units.
Yeah.
And it's actually about winning.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's some characters that are actively bad to match, right? When you have the perfect Court Wizard Royals, right? And you triple them, you go, oh wait, now I only get to Court Wizard once. Court Wizard is like the revenge character every time one of your.
Love Court
right,
Wizard.
Yeah, but
take
you only get
ways.
1 revenge if you only have 1, right? So it's not as good. That said, I do think we triple here. It's just so cheap and great. But do we? Yeah.
Should we
We
TLK
have to
first?
TLK
have to
just,
TLK.
so we can show the people.
Let's just open with
Cast
that.
more than my fair share of
right.
incorrect TLKs.
Intriguing.
We got a tree friend right here, who I traditionally always put on the right, because you don't want them to swing. Ideally, you want people to swing into them, and they're not actually supported, so they don't get the buff
The
here.
alternate option, and it's probably not going to make sense here, is you put it in slot 1 with 0 attack. That can also be a play, which will synergize. We were talking about the stag a moment ago. If you have a stag, for instance, you can put your stag in slot 2, and it will still be your first character to attack because your slot 1 is filled with a 0 attack. So I don't think we need to do that here, though.
All right, let's triple this
mim
MIM.
it up.
Let's get our treasure and see what it's all about. All right. So I like talking about each option. Right now we don't have anybody that's questing. So in Secret Stash, I feel like I grab it at when I'm a little nervous about my position, just for that 3 health and 3 gold boost. Dancing Sword seems like it applies generally across the board for now.
Right.
And if we are going into dwarves, if we find that triply, that's also not a bad one. What are your feelings here?
Well, for me, I like to point out to players that you actually have 4 options here. I think players
the skip. We did
quickly
the skip.
overlook you
Yeah.
can actually skip and gain 2 gold here.
Yeah.
So there are some situations where that 2 gold could possibly be more valuable. Doesn't mean this is one of those. I agree, Secret Stash doesn't make the most sense here. Noble Steed, we don't have any questing characters now. That doesn't mean we won't next turn as we go to level 4 find a Nutcracker. So that has some upside. You could speculate on that potentially. And Dancing Sword does pretty well apply across the board, but then you are adding 1 attack to your apple tree as well as your supports. So factor that in as well.
That's a very
so a lot of
good
things to think about here on what seems like a straightforward option.
Sure, that's
But
a
I
good point.
can't stress this enough. So when we were talking about matching those characters, 5 minutes ago, Matt said, we don't really want any of those treasures. Right?
It's true.
We don't really actually want any of those treasures.
Yeah, I
and
mean-
we just had a conversation that basically, at least in my mind, means we should probably take the money.
Well, the advantage of taking the money is we could then roll and try to see if we get our egg.
Oh yeah.
It's a much better treasure.
Yeah.
So let me say in these spots, something I'm doing, and it's not going to be as easy to do in a bot game because we're going to be strong compared to the bots,
Yeah.
but size up your own board,
Yeah.
right? What strength level are you for the given turn? What is your opponent that you're facing this turn? Sometimes that will also affect your decision.
Right.
Whether or not you want to play more greedy
You need
or
a
play
little
safer.
edge, or if you expect to bite it,
Right.
maybe getting 3 of that health back, getting a little gold bump.
Right, and the
Maybe
extra
that's the
gold
right choice.
maybe could be a big deal as you're leveling the following turn if you think you might lose here.
You're not getting Secret Stash to keep it, you're getting it to hedge.
Right.
And probably in general, I take Secret Stash here in this situation. If I was facing other humans, 80% plus. Like I'm a big fan of it. Here I'm wondering, because we have these awesome supports, if we do run into a Nutcracker, who we can give extra health to, right? Nutcracker completes his quest if he survives damage a few times. We already have plus health coming in.
Oh, yeah.
And if we find a Brave Princess, she's going to have like what?
BP.
12 attack or something crazy.
Yeah.
So if we do get lucky enough to find a quester, we will probably complete that quest faster than
Fast.
normal. Yeah.
And then we'll see the
Because
bonus
we can
treasure.
provide a backline
Right.
that'll graduate her.
Well, and then not to mention, you have Lance. Once you get to level 5, if you still have Noble Steed, you have Hercules later. So there are a lot of things you can do with that later, even if it doesn't look like it fits right now.
This is great.
Yeah, no, this is what we talk about all the time, but just way better.
Yeah,
more
this
thoughtful.
is the artisanal
Yeah,
version.
I don't think any of us have ever been like, skip unless it's obvious, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like we should each have a device where I have to input what I'm doing, because I think everyone's plan is smart here.
No, they're all smart, but tripling the egg and getting it out. And
I think I'm leaning towards this questing now.
I think
you got
it
me,
is.
You got me
I was just going to
tantalized.
say it's either money or it's questing.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's go. Let's look for this Nutcracker, I think. All right. So from here, do we just grab the sure shot? Or is it worth anything else?
Do we need sure shot? I mean, for us, I mean, I feel like we have already. I mean, take a look at how rad this Spellweaver is, just now.
Only casting 1 spell, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know the answer. Part of it too is we're about to level up. So cash, right? Sure shot represents +1
a
cash
dollar
next
next
turn.
turn, yeah.
Our rolls right now, I think the 2 that we're excited to find, maybe we find some pairs, but
Yeah.
is Egg and probably Brave Princess.
Yeah.
But our list isn't super long on what we want from
And
level
you don't
2 or
want to
3.
lock necessarily right now.
Yeah.
So maybe you grab the sure shot
Yeah, and
as
then we
money.
just battle. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I feel okay about that.
Another path was selling Dragon and buying Princess, because the tokens she makes get all the
Oh
bonuses
yeah,
too.
they do. Ooh, I didn't think about that.
All right, this is easy peasy here.
Yeah,
This tree's just gonna tank so much for us.
Your team is so good, your lucky is going to have
Right,
trouble.
we're unlucky.
Oh yeah,
we're
we
unlucky.
hope they
Lucky
swing
can't die.
on the lucky here.
They'll never
No.
earn.
Do
I
it.
guess we had a 1 and 3 there. Yeah.
Get out of here.
All right, so there's
Hey.
our questing princess.
Yeah. So when we say questing, this Noble Steed treasure down here,
Yeah.
if you see a character that has a little scroll in the upper right, it means that in order to upgrade them, everybody else we want to double or triple characters. Questing characters have specific things they need to do. So she needs to slay 3 enemies. And with these current stats and with this backline, we can give her what she needs to hopefully graduate fast. And then we can keep her in, or we get the treasure, but the treasure that she delivers will be better as a result.
Jerry exclusively uses the phrase graduate. What do you use internally?
Oh,
She's graduated. She completed her quest.
we have a long phrase called complete their quest.
Okay.
That's what we say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, chat points out the W is right there.
Yeah.
And they're going to get pretty boosted.
I was trying to do the math on how big that W is. It is not small.
Not doable, actually.
Not doable?
No, the math.
The math is impossible.
Yeah, it's too complicated at this point.
But I feel
for
like
humans.
BP.
I think we're led that way from the treasure. So I think
In my experience, Brave Princess is excellent at slaying twice. So it's a good place to go.
No, dude, we have sold so many Brave Princesses
Eventually
that
just-
have to kill one more
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
you're on
We
level
have a
6. You
bad
still have one, and you're
relationship
like,
with
what am I
her.
doing with my life?
But we're pup, and we have a mem.
Yeah,
and
no, we have a good way
let
to
me
do it.
point out.
Only reason.
Let me point out, with this treasure, it unlocks access potentially to a level 4 treasure.
This time it'll be different. Yeah, this time it's gonna slide.
And with the
This
new
time,
patch,
this one time.
there is a treasure on level 4 that would be amazing here on pup, and that's Horn of Olympus.
Yes, the
Oh
horn.
yeah. That's what we want, right?
Yeah, we would love to have that.
Yeah.
That will turn Pup into something else.
Yeah, so
monster.
I couldn't guess what it'd be.
Yeah. So,
Your whole back row affects your whole front row instead of just the 2 in front of it with that treasure. So
Yeah,
hopefully we
yeah.
get it.
Okay, so I've got this comp I love. It's a little bit of a pet project. It's Slay Dwarves.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it involves River
Mermaids?
Smurf,
Yep,
Mermaid,
yep,
Oh,
yep.
yeah.
and Doublies,
Of course.
and Horn of
Ooh,
Olympus,
the Doublies.
and Tweedledee, and it's
Yeah.
very fun.
That's yucky.
So if
Yeah, it's good, it's
if
good.
the Tweedle summon slays, nothing cool happens though, right?
No, nothing cool there unless
I
you
just
have like a
wondering.
bounty board or something.
Okay,
In which
okay.
case it still does.
Yeah, it
but
still gets the cash.
Just the dwarves just wear the stat boost so well. It's very
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. So are we just selling our sure shot here to grab the triply?
I think so.
Sure.
And then we're gonna throw them probably here for now, or shift this around again. We're trying not to get him to attack necessarily, but
Yeah.
if he has at least
It's
one,
great, yeah, for him to have exactly one or two
yeah.
to kill whatever attacks into
So
him.
and
Yeah,
then
exactly.
it'd be kind of like
Yeah.
this here.
Lucky's interesting.
Or a
I don't know if
25
it's better than
9.
the dragon, but Lucky does fall off once you hit level 4 because when it shrinks a 4 cost down to 2, you don't always buy them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 1 and the 0 is like an easy buy, right?
They're
But-
freebies, right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
It's like Costco samples.
So maybe something more like that. To
I
give.
think I like where you had it with like the fanny in the middle
Yeah.
and the lucky instead
Okay.
of the dragon.
All right.
Yeah, I mean that's yucky.
But you also might find something else because I think we're probably going to want to roll here, or maybe buy the
Definitely.
spell then roll.
Well, we're gonna find the egg clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah,
have
of
to
course.
find this egg.
Yeah, the spell is a gambling spell of like if you win, you get +3 gold.
Which we know that we will.
I think we will.
We're also playing as last place in the lobby right now.
Okay.
Oh
It's
yeah,
not having a good day.
all this information, just I mean the disparages between the top and bottom tells us that
Yeah.
we'll probably win this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We can
you
grab
wanna-
that with ease.
Want to do spell roll
comfort,
and then
yeah.
find an egg and sell a dragon for it?
Where's that egg? Oh,
Okay, so we get the Weaver.
Spell weaver. So
Is it time to get out of this lucky and just get a pair on that, or is it not worth going for the Weaver here?
You're not super into spells.
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
that's true.
One of the things I really look at when I'm looking at spell weavers too is like how likely am I to pick up Crystal Ball?
Yeah.
And right now
Yes.
your Brave Princess actually won't because
Yeah,
of
we'll
your
skip
treasure.
through
You're
it,
gonna
yep.
get a level 4 treasure. So
yeah, good point.
you're a little less likely there, I think.
to get like the hat ball dream of perpetual spell.
See, like you
cycling.
have eggs, right? That's your
Yeah.
dream. Hat
Yeah.
ball's my dream. Hat ball is what.
No, hat ball is the actual dream.
Yeah, that's the real dream that
people who
actually
win
makes you
this
potentially
game.
win. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I might spin on this.
I think your thought process is right on point. I think it's an okay play, but I think it's also okay to skip it. It's one of those plays that it's close. It can work out well if you do take it, but it's not something that is important necessarily to what our game plan is right now.
Sure.
Right. And we could see more 4s that we like to lock for.
Yeah.
All right, so we're rolling then. All right, no eggs.
Oh, interesting. There is a
You get the white
Grimsoul who
and
can
the-
help us with. Oh, that's what we're
true.
about this time, but it does help the Slay quest.
Yes. That's if
Oh,
you don't
that's
have
right.
confidence.
So mouse over Grimsoul,
Yeah.
just so people can see what it is. So Grimsoul, when Grimsoul dies, and it's designed to, right?
Yeah.
Trigger a slay ability on one of your characters. So that would basically give her we don't have a lot of slay here.
Mm-hmm.
That would basically give her a free slay on her quest.
Yeah, I usually look for the Grimsoul if I think the Brave Princess is having senioritis and trying to get that last credit,
Right.
college credit, before she
Exactly.
graduates. So
She has crazy high attack for
yeah,
this turn.
she has some
though.
good chance to slay here.
Oh, she's gonna rule it. But I mean, do we wanna lock for this? Or we just let it ride.
I would tend to let it ride, but also if we find Lancelot at 5, we're going to wish we had this Grimsoul.
This is one of those spots where, for me, I would buy it, but I would not lock for it. It's that close.
Sure.
Because if you lock, it essentially does cost 1 gold, not directly, but you don't get to see a shop for the next turn.
Yeah.
And this shop outside of the Grim Soul, it doesn't interest me. So I don't want to lock for a single character that I'm on the fence about.
Yeah, and if we come in here next turn with 9 gold, and there's a couple 4s that we like, we're ready to move on it.
Exactly.
All right, so we're gonna fight.
Like River Wish Mermaid.
Yes. For example,
Get him.
All right, good. We triggered.
bam.
Oh, and we lived.
This upgraded Polly in the back's a little scary. I don't think they can slay anything though.
Oh, and they had a pig. Perfect.
That's the pig. We love this wealth.
Your lucky remains too big to fail.
Yes, yes, I see that. Oh,
We did
Egg
it.
dream.
We did it. We won the game.
we got a lot of gold.
Win!
All right.
No,
Should we
let
play
me
again?
show
All right,
you.
GG. Yeah, I'll concede from here.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
All right, so
buy it
we'll
first.
start with the egg. Yeah, let's just take a gander.
This is why I like it. So you upgrade a character, and the character gets +3/+3, but any surviving character gets +1/+1. Now, obviously, now that we're at level 4, this isn't like the most, precious
Yeah.
treasure of all time. It does something else too, because our Mim is
flexes.
upgraded.
To the chat. Yeah.
What's that? Yeah, because
She actually can fight. Yeah.
she's
yeah.
actually gonna fight.
Yeah, it's true.
But maybe we're at that level. Maybe we're at this threshold. Maybe Mim isn't long for this earth.
Yeah, we're in Sparko territory
Right.
now in 4, so
Yeah, and we want
we-
Sparko to rock.
I keep hearing all these rumors about these mermaids too, so those show up too.
Yeah.
Cinderella to me is definitely a very early unit, but is she ever worth later with questing seed?
I like it. For sure, yeah. For sure.
Because then you can find your hat and ball.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
And it only costs 2. It's not a big investment.
Yeah.
Cinderella, actually, if you have the bench space, is actually plus gold. Because eventually you get a bunch, she
get a
triggers,
free- yeah.
and then you can just skip the treasure, get 2 gold, sell her for 1 gold.
that's a
Yeah, you'll see pros do
right.
that where they have no intention to keep the treasure.
Yeah.
It's just plus
It's
gold.
just
And plus 1 gold for later also, which sometimes is more beneficial than your plus 1 gold for this turn.
Yeah.
All right, so let's actually go for that. Are we actually playing this egg anywhere?
The egg is brutal.
But I like the rest of our board just due to where the fanny's at and
There
everything.
isn't anything wrong with the board. This lobby, they're not people.
Sure. You're right.
And long story short,
You're right. You're correct.
It's not people.
I know we're having a lot of fun.
They're bots.
But these are bots.
But we're probably gonna win, yeah.
Yeah.
Our 2 shiny characters that we have right here are the Fanny and the Spellweaver. We again talked about we're probably not super into spells unless we do find this Cinderella-based treasure. And I don't know how hard we want to commit to dwarves, knowing that their only support really is a Fanny, correct?
I don't think we're into either of these.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's okay.
There are a lot of exciting 4s too that we
Yeah,
can
yeah.
For
Let's
me, this is
start.
a spot, I look at how much gold we have left. If we
Yeah.
have 9 gold, we can do a lot more than this, I feel like. If we
Yeah.
only had 2 gold left, well, maybe we want to grab a pair to end the turn. But in this spot, I'm not very
Yeah,
interested.
we have 9. All right, let's do the roll. Let's see what we get.
Wow.
So here's a wish.
Yeah, here's our
Talk
mermaid
about
friend.
4s.
So there's certain kinds of things that we can do with this River Wish.
Yeah, so she supports, she gives them +1/1. Oh, sorry, she doesn't give them anything until they slay,
Slay,
correct?
right.
But because we're pup,
Exactly.
you get the 2/1 no matter what.
Right.
Exactly.
Let me get a little bit ahead of you here, too. If you want to synergize with the mermaid and the friendly spirit that's also in the shop,
Oh, yes.
there is a spell that we have right in front of
Oh,
us that can
yeah.
be played on that friendly
Got this
spirit.
Wormroot, which
the
is a
friendly
very good
spirit,
spell.
if you support
It's a
it
rare
with
good monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you support it with both supports, or one support, sorry, as well as the River Wish, it can grow and get even bigger, and those stats are then shared again because the friendly spirit has a powerful effect.
Yeah, I think she can.
Duckmouth in the building.
Yeah. If we do your play, I think we can get her all the way up to 16 attack this turn.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because this
lot
is
better at math
this
than
is a
that.
It's kinda
unit.
crazy.
Here, so mouse over friendly spirit. So this is a unit that I sleep on, but only because I have a hard time figuring out exactly what I want, like where she fits
Yeah,
in my
sure.
system. So I have some really obvious combos that, as long as no one else in the lobby is good, I can find success
Yeah,
with. Right?
we can copycat
But you
some
see
stuff.
friendly spirits on clever players' boards. It's just about how can we give her enough juice so that she confers that to somebody else.
Yeah.
But I think that we have a system for generating real value, and it's long term.
So are we considering dropping all the way out of these dwarves then, potentially?
I think it's okay.
Yeah, one path you could do is, sell all your dwarves except for Doubly, because he's going to go the Riverwish Mermaid path.
Yeah, that's definitely still good. All right, let's actually, I'm into that. So let's grab these right here.
And then Le Monstre.
Yeah, we still want Bright Princess to go first, but we can obviously cast the spell, which is going to make our Weaver a little bit stronger too.
Oh, it is 16.
A good way to think of Friendly Spirit is it's kind of got double stats because it gives you stats away, and that also means every time you pump it, it's kind of getting like the double effect.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So I like this path a lot.
Okay.
It's like a good boy, but it's like more it's like RNG good boy.
Yeah, instead of going everywhere, it just goes to one thing.
Yeah.
Oh, and our money's perfect too.
Yeah, that worked out really well. All right. We'll go for this spell.
Yeah. We're facing the other top player here.
All right.
I love that noise.
If you kill half of Tweedle, you still get your slay?
Yes. Oh, and we're getting double slay in front of the mermaid. Perfect.
Ooh, I love that.
And they're attacking perfectly wrong. Like it.
Still alive.
So strong, the Friendly Spirit didn't even die.
Yeah, there you go.
Brutal.
We're just too strong. Oh, yeah, the egg.
The egg.
The egg.
The powerful
Egg gamers.
egg.
Yep.
Yeah. Our egg hit 5 characters, permanent +1/+1. That was pretty good.
All right, so in the shop, this is usually one of those things that helps senioritis, but I think she's actually going to be pretty good here with the 14-5.
She's dialed in, dude.
Yeah.
She's
unless, of
focused.
course, she
got a
gets hit
day planner.
first. Yeah. We also have this good support, which would apply to a few of our characters, but I don't think it's better than the upgraded Mim right now, unless you feel otherwise. Giving our Friendly Spirit some more health, obviously, would be decent, but I don't know if it's.
It's one of those buffs that's like, we can make a better board with it, but it's not enough better, probably.
2 turns, are you going to have that on your team?
Yeah, no,
Probably.
not
It
at
does
all.
take our gold, yeah.
So do we sell our dragon here and grab the chicken?
It is technically correct.
Yeah,
I would do that.
Get out of this dragon.
So the chicken is you get the chicken because all the rest of these units sell back for 1 gold, but the chicken, the noble chicken, sells back for 2. So whenever you see it, if you have room, it's nice to have it there. It's just
I have a confession to make.
Yes.
I never do that.
Really?
I'm just too lazy. I just can't. I just can't. I'm like, it is technically correct.
I honestly don't do it often either, but it's a time management thing.
You are
Sometimes
definitely right.
It's not worth
I
the
will
extra
admit, if I was
effort.
playing in a tournament,
Yeah.
I'm in it. I would be unable to not do
You're
it.
sweating.
But
Yeah.
but normally I'm just like,
It's funny because I do the same thing where I'm like, I'm supposed to buy them. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to buckle down. I'm going to play right, okay? I'm going to buy the chicken like I'm supposed to. And then my hand of Midas blows up and I'm like, oh, no.
Oh no, we've all
see,
been
this happens
there.
all the time. But that's
happened like two nights ago.
Gold, man.
we thought about putting like a notification when you have Hand of Midas that turns the whole shot gold, so you can do that.
Right.
But we thought it was too fun for people to buy chicken.
Oh
and
no, it's no. It happens all the time. We remind each other,
Yeah.
and then we still do it.
we have to say out loud, Midas, roll. Midas.
But no,
It is too fun. We named both of them golden right there.
Right.
Both
Yeah.
very golden themed.
Yeah, this is the closest thing to like interest in this game, correct? Of just like having carryover gold.
Which, exactly. Which is
and
important.
the artifact.
Right. Which is the
bank.
truest. Yeah, the piggy bank.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you're at level 4 or 5 and you're about to level up, it's when you want the cash, right? Is that first turn that you hit the new level.
Here, so Lagdamon wants to know what the benefit of buying the chicken is when you get no profit from selling it.
By the way.
It's basically to be able to hold
nutcracker.
onto the cash.
Exactly.
Right, and so you can have these turns where instead of having 12 gold or whatever you have that turn, you're +2.
Yeah. Now that's cash that is going to last longer. Now this Nutcracker,
interesting.
I think we still like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in it.
I think are we out of this doubly potentially?
I mean, we could.
Because I'm still loving this tree. Tree's still doing all that work for
The
us.
tree is mad healthy, and then this is another tree ant. I mean, are we starting to see the end game board?
Oh wow!
It's
If we
true.
could find trans support,
Yeah,
it'd
if we
actually
could
be
get
perfect.
if we could get
The
our,
right tree
our
ant at
elder
the
right
right
here,
time.
right? We are in 4, so we have a chance to roll and see an elder.
I think we obviously we send our scouts out to meet this young man,
Yeah.
see what he can offer the team.
Who are we selling? Are we getting out of this egg that
We can get
only,
right
only
out of this
existed
egg.
through the-
Selling the egg, sad.
Yeah, I like to
It's okay,
TLK that egg.
Kind of our trophy that we could.
Yeah.
It's true.
Done so much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do we?
yeah.
So
For everybody.
do we, are we like keeping the trophy round, or are we gonna like turn it into Goodwill or something?
Yeah, I mean, we can move this egg. We don't got to.
I mean, are we straight up selling the doubly? He has
It's
Slade.
funny, the doubly as big as he is, the Nutcracker would actually have higher health here. just because he has inherently
The
so high
Nutcracker
health.
would be great. And dwarves are temporary, right?
All right, so I'm
He
just.
failed to get any bonuses last round, right? He kind
he
of
slayed.
Oh, did he? Oh, okay.
And then you
You got
got the Easter egg.
I was gonna say, did he let us
so it's
down?
kind of like the opposite of the thing he does.
Yeah.
In fact, it's something.
Yeah, I actually like the Tweedledee a lot.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm obsessed with this like Tweedledee River Witch.
Yeah, yeah.
Merfolk
Flip,
deal.
I like
Oh, yeah, you
the
didn't mention
change
that.
to Tweedle. I think is really fun.
Oh,
You
it's
can
so
have this
fun.
on your end game team now. And
Yes.
it's
You see
so
it all the
good.
time.
Yeah.
I love a
With
Tweedle. I
flips.
love a reduplicator Tweedle. With any of the helm or their sting.
I
And
think
he's
like,
incredible with supports just in general because it helps balance his unevenness, right?
what you could consider also is not selling the apple tree, but just benching it for a little while.
Yeah.
Because I think with that 18-10 friendly spirit, you're just going to win almost every fight anyway.
Okay.
And the apple tree you might not need till later.
Okay.
I like it.
All right, so if we're keeping dwarfs, then
Yeah, what do you think? Do we sell?
do we just get rid of this chicken just so we
Yeah,
have some
totally.
room here right now? I guess we would want to traditionally hold on to that a little bit longer.
Yep, bring
so
him in.
at least we know that our friend here is coming in.
I think that he's going to do quite well with the 15 HP.
Where would you? I guess he gets the most health in this slot, but
I like
the
this
triplet
a little
does do
better.
bit.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. You know, it's funny talking about the tree for later. As powerful as the tree is, or other scam characters like Medusa,
Yeah.
they're not as powerful in the mid game, right? Because you could just have big numbers potentially.
Yeah.
But then they skyrocket in power level once you're facing opponents who have 90/90s or whatever, right?
Yeah. When their practical effect is to remove 900
Right.
health.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's probably time to just
Yep.
let go of this Weaver here, just
totally
to
safe.
make some room here. So we were talking about enjoying the Tweedle's presence,
So
yeah.
we got to do Luis's plan, right? Is that-
I like the Tweedles.
do we have room?
We can
I
go
think,
for
I
it.
think instead of doubly, you could run Tweedle.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
I think Tweedle
How big
scales
is he
better.
here?
I think Tweedle
Well, and
scales
Tweedle
better
will-
to the late game.
Tweedle will scale, yeah.
Let's just go for it. We're doing
10,
the
that's
discussion.
probably big
10,
enough.
6. Yeah, that's
That's
too
healthy.
shabby.
And he's going to earn off of the River Wish.
Is it worth even trying to go for this baby root at all on this?
I think you're getting pretty close to full on treasures. My guess is you're probably not gonna
Yeah.
Yeah.
want more of those.
Okay, cool.
And we would already, like, if we saw a Lady of the Lake, she's just a better baby root.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
Let me point out, if we did decide that we wanted that, I would actually go back to the beginning of the turn and maybe we would have played the spell, the eeny meeny.
Oh,
if
right.
there were in fact 3 things we wanted out of this shop,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
definitely want to play a spell this turn because we have the Cinderella. So that it would have been worth a 60% chance to hit something we wanted anyway.
And maybe Chupacabra.
and maybe even get it at a discounted price.
Yep.
Yeah.
With the buff built in.
Yeah. I'm very glad we're doing this practice mode because imagine this whole conversation condensed in 30 seconds or so while there's a
That's a lot.
ticking
All
in
of us
your
yelling at you.
Yes, exactly. It's like,
But
Fighting over the mouse.
we want to get spells out because I mean honestly it's really looking like Noble Steed ended up being a great
Yeah.
yeah, I
a
did.
great treasure for us. It's going to continue to earn for us.
Right. See,
Three
we could get
times.
the 2 perfect treasures
Yep.
for Pup.
We're just
so
going to
we're-
cast
we're
more
rolling here.
spells. We keep finding the right unit.
We did find our tree support, so we
Yeah.
can
Oh.
start going the tree route.
Sorry, I that was too loud.
You got really excited.
I got really excited because this is the unit that we want. We want a unit that is moving us into this tree zone.
We get a
the
free
tree
spell
line,
too.
if you will. And then, but it's also the support, which means we get to take advantage of our character power. What's not to love?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is great, and I think maybe you pump the brakes on the Tweedle plan.
Yeah.
I think you want both trees in there.
Yeah. Okay. So in that case, we just sell this.
Yeah.
Next turn, we are going to free up a front row spot, right? We're assuming that our
Theoretically.
yeah
And then we're going to do our free
Assuming
spell
our,
for the Cinderella.
on
but also the
graduation.
princess, yeah, graduates.
All right.
Looks pretty good.
That was the perfect spell to have here too. That's nice.
Yep.
Yeah, we got Egg Dream first game, so pretty much.
Oh no, we were wrong. Oh,
Tweedle ruined it.
I'm nervous about their.
that was a sleigh though. That was good.
They got
The
the
ultimate
they got
tree.
the Dwarven Forge.
Oh, this tree is just
They got
way
some
too
stuff
big.
going on. Oh yeah, this tree's gonna.
It got that friendly spirit buff,
Yeah,
so.
nice.
Yeah. And now he's coming out. Bam.
Nice.
All right.
Yum.
So whenever you see it's 5, you see the neon cat.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's hard to pass.
It's hard to
I
not.
have a hard time not buying
Yeah.
Nyan Cat.
especially when you're here, right? At 5.0. Just
Wait,
for you hit 5.
the only time I wouldn't take it is if I thought I was going to die that turn
Sure,
and
yeah.
needed to get stronger on board immediately.
Sure.
So the reason that we like it, for chat purposes, right? Yeah, Teal Baron, Nyan, perhaps the most important unit in the game. Essentially, you know how we have to triple units and that's how we get our treasures? Nyan is a level 5 monster that only needs 2 copies to triple. So it's basically like being able to get a level 5 treasure with a lot less effort.
Which can be huge power boosts, right? Because the level
for
5s
sure.
are much better than the 4s, which are better than 3s, 2s.
Absolutely.
All right.
The level 5s are better than the
shit,
4s.
the
and
coat's
then the
off?
3s are
It's,
also
it got
better
warm.
than the 4s.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. I should balance that, Luis.
All right, so is it time to just toss this
Yeah,
egg? I think
absolutely.
it's okay.
Toss the egg.
The egg's gone bad.
Thank
Now
the
there's 2
egg.
more eggs in the pool, we can do it again.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna grab that. Is it worth at all? I know it's a bit early. We still have 7 gold to just cast a spell on any of our good units, like the
Spirit?
like this good
Or Friendly
spirit, friendly spirits. Yeah, sorry. Or is it worth just because we have the gold to try to find a way better spell? Because that's only a 1/1, correct?
My instinct is better spell.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, if we saw like a +4 health, I think we'd be a lot more excited about that probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little early in the turn to play a only slightly
Yeah,
decent
yeah.
spell.
Yes.
If we had 1 gold, we'd be all over it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's crazy.
All right, so we're rolling.
Do we trust the brave princess?
Yeah.
1 turn.
One turn.
We have the horse, yuck mouth.
I believe.
Are we going to be selling her with 1 3 turns later?
It's gonna happen.
I was going to say, I called it.
You did call it. You did call
You
it.
can see why. you can see why we have this unique relationship with this character.
Yeah, but next turn.
Next turn, that's true.
Yeah, she's going to slay. She's gonna slay.
Certainly. We should have gotten that Grim Soul and just done it.
It's too
Don't
late
do
now.
it. Don't do it.
you
No,
not believe
that's
in her?
good money after bad. Don't do it.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Are we too late to do that now? Maybe, yeah.
I think we might. Yeah, we might be a little late.
The other thing, by the way, what I love about Neon is you upgrade it, and now it's the perfect target for TLK,
Yes.
right? Because you get an upgraded level 6.
Oh yeah.
Most fun thing to do in the game.
Mega value.
Yeah.
I love it. I think we're still shopping here.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
too
that's a
late
bad
for a
shop.
Darkwood Creeper.
Rolling through, yeah.
Interesting.
Oh,
I do like that.
So there is the health
We have
spell,
our,
too.
We have our tree health spell to put
That's gotta
potentially
be
on,
right,
on the
right?
nutcracker.
You sell doubly, you buy the spirit,
Yeah.
you cast the spell.
And the gold
Bam.
works out just magically well.
Yeah.
I love this about
But
it.
where's the spirit? Is it on the bench?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, but potentially, I guess we have to wait until.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You have to wait just a couple turns.
This is
until
just
she's-
likely going on in the nutcracker just so he fulfills his quest a bit easier.
Oh yeah, correct.
Yes.
We could conceivably be getting 2 level 5 treasures next turn. which is-
yes.
I love that.
It might be very healthy.
Like that animation.
Also, this Cinderella could give us a level 3 treasure, which could be treasure map.
Oh, right,
so
right.
maybe we get even better
Oh.
than level 5
I
treasure.
like that.
going up
I like
this
when
way.
that happens in the same turn.
Medusa's scary here.
Yep. Oh.
Attack Medusa.
Ah, no. Our treat's gone.
We love it.
All right, good.
Oh, that worked out.
I didn't know that the tree spell happens first, or I guess the.
It happens
Yes,
on
that's
attack.
right. It
Yeah.
triggers when it gets attacked, then it will get transformed by Medusa. She gets hit, and
Okay.
she gets to do her thing.
Hey, we survived.
Perfect.
Perfect.
2 quests all in one.
Yeah, so you took
Okay,
3
so we don't
hits
get treasure
that
map
turn.
first.
Nice.
Okay,
There it
so
is.
is the evil eye worth it here just because?
I think so.
At all?
Because we know we're gonna. I mean, maybe not 100%, but we're pretty sure we're gonna have 3 supports in the back row this whole time, right? Because of our
Yeah,
hero.
because,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm excited about it.
All right.
Matt, can you tell us the story of why Evil Eye double supports? Like what's
Oh, that'll be getting new name and art.
I notice a piece of a potential pumpkin in this art, right?
That is actually, yeah, that was the art description.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so we're grabbing the evil eye. for
Beholder,
sure.
pumpkin, mind controlling a chicken.
Olympus. Come on. Dang.
Okay.
None of this
really
is great even. Yeah.
We're not really splitting.
We did, so our Noble Steed's kind of outlived its usefulness
Yeah.
here. I could definitely see, you would kind of give up the Cinderella treasure, I guess, but
Oh, that's a good point.
We have some pretty good treasures right now, though, I guess.
coin is
Are we going to run
pretty
2?
nice on Friendly
yeah.
Spirit.
Yeah, I was going to say, are we going to run 2 friendly spirits
Yeah.
in slot 1 and 2? Our odds of losing a friendly spirit are quite high then.
Yeah.
Which is great, right? Because the coin is
Oh, that's a really good.
so
Coin
good
is
on
tasty.
point.
point. I think we're gonna let's do coin here.
a great point.
And are we gonna toss away our quest here and just let the Cinderella?
Yeah, I think so. The Cinderella's probably going to end up being just extra gold.
Yeah, and then we're going to roll into a Lancelot and Regretter decision, but that's all right.
All right.
There we go.
All right.
And now we
so
have a ton of money.
No, she's just hanging out right now on the bench. Is there any advantage to running the stronger one up front just to potentially get them to?
That's a great question. This is a super tough problem. My guess is the 220s are the best way to get a trigger.
Well, so you're also considering the treasure we just picked up, the coin. You want to try to ensure that the friendly spirit is the first thing to die. Putting a lower health friendly spirit first, to me, makes a lot of sense.
To die on hit or being hit.
And it gives your opponent's characters less time to attack in and kill something different.
Yeah.
So that factors in.
I'm also a big fan of running River Wish Mermaid in the Mim slot.
Oh yeah.
Because I really like slaying on, I guess at a 7/5, it's not going to slay that
indeed.
often.
Now, what if you swap it
switch 'em.
back?
Now,
I like
that's
that.
not bad. I think if you do it this way, yeah.
Because the River Wish is doubled too, so the friendly spirits are getting a lot of
You get
buffs.
growth.
And the rest of our front row is like 25 and 42 health, which is probably not going to die to one attack.
That's true.
Yeah.
It would be nice this turn to pick up something a little better than the Mim.
Yeah.
Yes.
So should we just sell Cinderella, grab the golden chicken?
No,
maybe?
we want to keep Cinderella because once the quest procs, even if we don't plan on taking
Oh yeah,
the
we
treasure,
take the money. You're correct.
basically
You're correct.
3
And we're
gold.
at 12 gold. Like
Yeah.
we have the wherewithal to shop.
Do some rolling too.
All right. So we're just gonna leave this chicken, which internally to me, I'm like, I should probably get that,
Right.
but that's only because of other people
Oh,
that are
there we go.
smarter
Oh
than me. Tell me.
ho! All right, now the stone skin seems like a friendly spirit target
Could be.
type situation.
It's also early again.
it is good, but we have 11 gold left, and as good as it is, it's not a worm root, which is a much better
Yeah, easy call.
target for friendly spirit.
Right.
Yeah.
4 total stats versus 6.
Yeah.
The Tweedle, I think, is not happening
if
here.
we're tossing this
So
Tweedle.
getting a second Heart Whittler, I'm a fan
We're
of
not
that.
necessarily throwing them in yet because they'd only be really affecting
Yeah.
the other one there. And then we're gonna roll, try to find a better anything. Well, of course.
There's a greedy
I would
side.
have kept the Tweedle, I think, to triple the.
Okay.
You just told us to sell it.
Now,
Yeah. So Merlin's
so
test.
Merlin's test is an even better version of
Yeah.
the route for one of these.
Yeah. So we only keep the stats if we win, but we are against a ghost, which is
Oh,
great.
great point. Yeah. Our odds of winning are probably 100%.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's just cast that. If we are trying to have the
First one, I think, is right.
just for the slay
Yeah.
at this point,
Just the lower attack one. Oh, there's our gold.
and then we get to skip.
Yep.
Cash.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Let's see what else we get
One to
here.
a triple.
Nothing there.
Yeah, none of these.
Let me get,
Filth.
We were speaking of bad triples.
Yeah.
Tree is one of the.
Well, yeah, because it has the effect that it has.
Right.
Yeah, it
Double
doesn't.
it doesn't do anything.
It doesn't make it a better unit, but it does give you level 5 treasure. So that's kind of like your only thing.
Yeah.
Now, is Lance here for the treasure?
We lost our steed, unfortunately.
If we still had seed,
Yeah, I'd be a little more interested.
For me, if we're debating taking the lance for the treasure, I would rather take the other apple tree because it's also another way to get to a level 5 treasure.
True.
And we don't have a perfect spot for the lance on board.
Oh, to
as
earn
strong
up
as
to
it
his slays.
as strong as it can be, and then I feel like we're less fully committed to it. Because Lance sometimes does like the Brave Princess. It'll get close, and
Yeah.
then you need one more fight to go well for you.
Edge. And then you're doing that instead of playing Storybook Brawl.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
it is going to flip right away. Am I doing the math right?
Pretty close to. Well, you could also just hope it gets hit by one of the friendly spirits.
Oh yeah, as soon as that
Oh my
happens,
gosh,
right?
yeah.
Yep.
That's true. I'm just wondering if you're spending 5 gold for a level 5 treasure, it might be worth it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Mim would flip it right away, but
Yeah, Mim's double.
That is true. That is true. I wasn't calculating that. Yeah, you're right.
So you could sell BP and Cindy,
Yeah.
They've already done their
bring
thing.
it in just to shop,
Yeah.
right?
We're talking about
doesn't
Lance
matter.
here, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Okay.
Yeah. We are.
And then if Lance is
Yeah.
here,
Yep.
we're already
And
at
it insta
25.
procs, yeah.
yeah, and that's fine too, because like you don't really care about the buffs on the Nutcracker that much. You're probably not running that thing in a couple turns either.
Sure. Sure. Okay.
Yeah, hopefully we got something else then.
If you do find a TLK, though, I think it is
Good target.
exciting.
It's
that-
gotten
yeah.
a bunch of buffs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Since we cast spells on it, we would get those in a new form. Yeah.
Which
and
I
it's-
really
and it's
like.
been getting
Yeah, that's
the
fun.
2/2.
But I'm just saying, like mechanically,
Yeah.
I like that the work that I spend, like tooling up one of these tokens, just rolls over.
Yeah.
It's rollover minutes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I love it too.
That joke didn't land at like a specific group. There's a shelf, and it's just
That's
nope.
yeah. And then if you are not old,
Yeah. So would you ever lock for this apple tree? You said no, probably not worth. You
I
don't
don't
get
think so.
enough.
We're
out of
also guguaranteed a level 5, so we're probably going to get pickier and pickier as we get
Yes,
better treasures,
you're
right?
true.
So,
This Easter egg, I think, is not long for this world.
it. Sorry, Jerry.
oh, it's fine, dude.
do we lose when we sell Easter egg?
Oh, look at that sleigh.
Yeah, I just felt good. Oof.
Okay, so went to the other spirit. Well, the spirit did die first, though,
The spirit just passed it off to the other spirit.
Yeah, that's what you want. That's kind of the.
That's the most natural.
So that's a quadruple our support bonus and give 8/8 to the first unit that dies if we take the mimic.
I love Mimic.
I like
Mimic is the
you like
best.
the mimic, right?
Yeah.
We do funny math, but yes,
Yeah.
it is good.
Ambrosia is decent in some situations. I don't think it's worth juicing our Elder Hero or the Mermaid.
I think we're so lucky we're just going to triple our stuff anyways.
Yeah, okay, you're right.
We'll have the opportunity to get a third, and we like that, right?
Yeah.
Helm of the Ugly Gosling, that's something we want. We want Mimic, it's just what does it swap for? It probably swaps for Egg.
It does.
Yeah.
Even though you did talk earlier about Mimic Egg, you said it by
I
name.
love Mimic Egg, but don't worry about it. If we want to quadruple our support bonuses, let's do it that way.
Nice.
All right, so we have
Shop
so
some
much
races.
health. We're not super afraid. I don't think we'd ever consider that spell at this
I
point.
think if this was a human lobby, I don't know if you would cast it, but often you cast it even when you're.
Yeah,
I played a lot.
Yeah, I played a lot.
Yeah, played a lot. But yeah, in this spot, if you're healthy, maybe that 1 extra gold is more used or more
Yeah.
better used some other way this turn.
Especially
And
for
we
the
aren't
spell
really
weaver.
rigged to take advantage of
Right.
casts.
All right, so we're digging to complete the
There we
spirit.
go.
We're gonna look
There we
at
go.
another level 5. Do we actually think it's gonna replace? I guess it could replace the Charon, right? Yeah. Let's take a look. We got our Midas, which we'd shout
interesting.
out loud, although we can't. Do you mimic? If you mimic a Midas, what happens?
Yeah, not a combo, but still.
Okay. And it goes away, right?
So one of the best times to take Hand of Midas is when you're
About to hit
level
6.
5, about to hit 6.
Yeah, that's
which
a
we
really
are
good
at.
point.
It doesn't combo with our other stuff, but
But
could
it
be-
also is going to leave.
Yeah. Right, which makes room for.
Exactly.
Future treasure.
Anything else.
Also,
Yeah.
you have to consider how much gold do you have left in the turn, because if we take Hand of Midas, then we
Right.
can't buy any other characters this turn.
that's true.
Because we want to hold that for level 6.
That's
good
also
call.
So that's
true.
another thing to consider.
Yeah, what's
We do
what's-
cast this
Baba
spell. Where are we
Yaga.
at?
Well, it's true.
Barbara Yaga
Yeah.
can come in.
That's the only name we refer to as now.
I think our dream, though, is probably what? Green Knight? What do we want to hit?
Quadruple
Yaga.
support on the Green Knight. Pretty
Baba
cool.
Yaga, of course.
Love Baba Yaga.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could build pretty heavy
Baba
into
Yaga
the lands for
Merfolk.
sure. It's a thing.
All right. Do you want to go for Midas? Any argument for?
I'm in for Midas.
Yeah,
There's plenty of chickens in the
I don't know what we'll use it on, but I definitely want to take the Midas.
Yeah, and the truth is, coin is.
All right, we'll drop the coin, even though it does make a lot of
got
sense.
good
in our-
value out of
in
the
our
coin, which is
spirit,
nice.
so okay.
All right, now, and then we have a Test of Merlin.
Yeah. Do we want
That'll spell 3, that'll spend 3 of our gold.
And I like that because
Yeah.
we're probably not going to buy a character this turn if
Yeah,
we're waiting
exactly.
for level 6.
So
mean,
we can spend we
Yeah.
can spend 3 gold on a spell.
And is it
we
worth,
can treat ourselves.
Is it worth buying the 3 blind mice to try to maybe get a level 4?
Don't make me actually click on that. I listen to you, and then all of a sudden, oh god. Yeah. So I guess the disadvantage of that is we could, in theory, roll and see a Baba Yaga if we wanted an upgraded Baba Yaga. I guess 4 or 5, and wouldn't have to do anything to get
Yeah.
that.
Barbara, yeah.
But I think that the spell is still probably decent.
Yeah.
value. Still going on this first one just for the slay.
I think so. And I think we're just planning to triple this too, right? Like that is our
Yeah, that'd be
assumption.
right here. All right, we got nothing.
And we would actually lock for a 3rd spirit here, right? Because it doesn't blow up our hand of Midas.
Oh yeah, you're very correct. I was so nervous the first time I found that out, but I
Yeah,
trusted
yeah.
in chat saying that it wasn't gonna.
Yeah, we've
do
been
that.
talking about adding basically. Oh,
All right, there's our lock.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome.
The first time I had that interaction happen, I wasn't working on the game yet.
Yeah,
This was
yeah.
Before I was working on the game, and I'm like, I'm gonna buy this because either it works the way I want it to, and that's great, or I get to yell at my friends.
Yes.
I called it. I knew you were gonna say that.
Very upsetting email. You love that
That's
slay.
funny.
That slay is wicked.
I love the sleigh sound as well.
Oh, isn't
Yeah,
it
it's
the best?
it's very good.
Unless your opponent is doing it and
Yeah.
it goes off 8 times.
Yes,
Well,
that's
that's a
when it
little
feels
then we
bad.
don't like it.
Yeah.
But that was with the Mimic and the Evil Eye, right? We're getting massive.
So we're,
All right,
we're completing
L6.
this. Hey, we have Midas, but we're doing this and it doesn't matter.
Right.
So is there any level
Safe.
4 that would actually be worth potentially the Horn of Olympus?
Yeah.
maybe,
Yeah.
but
Horn of
that
Olympus would
I
be
could
nice.
see that.
Yeah.
It'd be hard to do it, right? Because we'd be
Yeah.
blowing up our.
Blow up a Midas.
Yeah, it would hurt.
All right.
Luckily, we did not find that
Yeah,
good character.
we don't have to make that decision.
Yeah.
All right, so we're skipping for this one.
Plus 2 gold, nice.
And now we're shopping.
Yeah. We're
Is
not.
Green Knight the best, or is it something else?
Green Knight would be
Or,
brutal.
would we want a?
Well, the Baba Yaga looks pretty interesting to me as well.
right, Baba Yaga,
Green
right.
Knight,
Build into this
Ashwood.
lance.
Who's the monster support again? The G name?
Oh, the Grumblegore?
Grumblegore, yeah. Is that worth it all?
Not bad at all. Yeah.
All right, so we're taking coin just because you almost always take coin.
Yeah.
I can't think of really a reason not to. I was like, is there a Midas for spells? No.
Yeah, that's a cool idea.
All right.
Yeah, Midas introduces some tension for sure.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Every turn I'm double sweating.
There's things that we like.
Yeah, since we have to roll very intently here, rather we have to look at the shop very intently just because we know we have a Midas and we don't want to blow it
Yeah, spells get a little worse for
on
us.
public television while everyone's
Yes.
This is one spot where Hand of Midas can be awkward because maybe you want this Doom Breath,
Yeah.
for instance, but
Right.
you don't want to use the Hand of Midas on the Doom Breath.
Yeah.
So it makes it to where it's harder to buy something that you would kind of want.
Yeah,
and
it
so you have to.
forecloses too much.
Yeah.
So I can't do the math because I'm merely human, but that Doom Breath would be base 20 attack, and he gets the slay for all 3 characters he kills, which are getting doubled,
He gets
tripled.
3 slays?
If
Yeah.
it kills 3 things, yes.
So he
about
would
that.
grow at a rate that is impossible to calculate.
So
I
if
made some
Barbara,
dragons are a gross
and,
combo,
and if
right?
we have Barbara in the back to double the slay,
Yeah.
then he is transformed into
roof.
a dragon god.
Oh yeah.
So for me, if we're going to do that, we might as well play the spell. I don't know if we're committed to doing that,
see.
but then I would also play the spell. I'd be willing to possibly sell out of something to get
Sell our
to
2
it.
upgraded hand characters, or
Yeah.
And this is a +1/1 permanently, so you do that at the very end just to fully flesh out our gold.
Yeah, and it's not a huge buff to the Doom Breath, but if it's slightly more likely to get a slay this turn, it's going to get so much bigger for next turn.
Sure, sure.
Also, it's a buff on the Friendly Spirit, which is then multiplied because of it sharing its stats. I just think it would be worth trying to get to the spell if we take
Sure,
the
sure,
Doom Breath
sure.
here.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of a fun route to go. I'm not
How big is it
worried.
gonna get?
Dude, people have to
Let's
see
just
Doom
see how
Breath.
big
How
this Doom
big
Breath
will it
gets. Let's
get?
just do it.
and then we want to slot 1.
Yeah.
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 I just wanted to watch the animation first. Whew.
Yeah, we're oh,
Yeah, it gets a lot
wow.
more chance on there, huh?
What the hell?
We're just not going to run this unit anymore. Just there.
oh, just the full greed.
Okay.
Well, you could put Friendly Spirit third and not run Lance. I don't think that's crazy.
Yeah.
You have
to
options,
get the double
yeah.
buff there.
All right. Let's
Then
try
we
that.
cast the spell.
We don't have to. I'm just.
Why not? I mean,
I would try to get to it.
we
Now,
got money.
having said that, now that we're positioning this way, which wasn't what I thought we were initially going to do.
Yeah.
Now that we figured this out, do we really need the extra buff on the Doom Breath? No.
Right. 50
No.
And so, is it
It's
worth
fine.
selling? We kind of want to keep these golden 5 drops in
Pocket
case we
change.
true love Kiss later.
Yep.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's looking less appealing if we're going to position this specific way.
And we could roll into a Baba,
Roll.
which we would love to lock, right?
Yeah. Or I guess we could complete the hardware alert
Yes.
and fill our slot
There's
here.
a couple wins over there.
Oh, there's our.
Well, there's
our
your-
tree support.
There's this tree
Our,
support,
Green Knight.
which would be plus 40 health across the.
So how lucky do you feel in this eeny meeny money wow?
You know, I think I'm willing to do it for the stream.
All right, there we go. There
Just
we go.
For memes only.
Yes.
Are
So.
we that lucky?
Nope,
No.
not at all. We got the tiny.
How about a level 2 unit?
Yeah. We'll
Let's
just-
spend 2
no.
gold to get nothing.
We're gonna run up.
All right, let's get it.
All right. Yeah. We'll fight this time.
We want Baba Morgan
So-
in the tree,
so-
I guess.
So take a quick look
All right. So that's 2
at what
slays.
Doom Breaths can do.
Ooh, I like that.
Is that +6/+6?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so-
Doom Breath strikes a target in the front row, and then strikes whoever is behind that target. So if it catches the edges, it only catches 1 extra target. But on either of those front 2 targets, it goes into triangle pattern. So if we've built a slay monster, it's going to earn big time. This is like a draconic mob boss at this point.
All right.
We already know about you.
We do know about this, but
He keeps
we have
trying,
a
he
slot
keeps telling
for
me, he
we
keeps
have a slot
applying
for
for
a
this
treasure.
job.
I think about that.
Well, not only that, if you take this apple tree, you can put it in slot 1.
Oh yeah.
Well, because of our hero, though, it'll.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah, because of
Look
the-
at- look at this.
Pop, it
Give it
doesn't
an
work.
attack,
Yeah. Yeah, it would have been a good idea though.
I'm so excited about Baba and where Mim is.
Let's
yeah.
shop.
Okay, so let's. Yeah, this mim has been with us since turn 2, and that's actually kind of a problem.
Well, and I think it'd be really cool to show, like,
All the additional
What
slay
Baba
noises and
does.
animations.
yeah.
All right. Is it ever worth just casually mixing because it's a 1-cost spell? You get to cast another
Oh, yeah, I
spell. We can
love
look
it.
at this lance.
Put it on the
What does
and
Lance
just-
turn into? I'm
Yeah,
curious.
let's see if we get a Yorm here. No. Well, it doesn't not slot in, but it's not ideal, I guess, in this scenario.
And like we were talking about, it keeps all of Lancelot's buffs, which is fun.
Yeah. Or we could triple lock it down. We can't afford that this round, unfortunately. Oh, it's
already
already upgraded.
upgraded,
My
yeah,
bad.
yeah.
It's already upgraded. Okay. I think we're just digging correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
We definitely
We're
want
looking
more
for
mermaids.
We're looking for a Yaga.
We definitely want Baba.
This is not a bad spell to throw on her, but I don't think it's necessary right now. It's
pretty big, yeah.
Yeah, we can continue.
We're looking for Barbara,
digging
right?
For Barbara Yaga. We're just
That
not
wants us to just get rid of the tiny from our hand. It's annoying then we.
That's fine.
It's money.
Good old salty.
Shoulder Fairy's not looking terrible right
she's
now.
not tiny.
So Shoulder Fairy's plump.
It's not a Baba though, right?
It's not a Baba. We
Agreed.
are fighting robots, and we have to show some mercy.
I believe,
there it is.
I believe this is going to be the last round.
Oh no, you were very correct
Oh, we're
here.
gonna deal 13 damage.
Yeah. So are we even looking to grab a double of this mermaid? Probably not. I guess it
Well-
could slide in for here just to make our whole.
I mean, it could replace Mim too. I guess I don't know how much are we buffing from Mim. I guess it is a ton of attack, isn't
That's
it?
quite a bit.
It's 6.
24
Well,
attack.
with this mechanism, it's delivering more value.
Yeah. Well, we can get out of this tiny, and I guess we can toss the Ashwood if we just want to grab this, but I agree that nothing else is going to happen, or we just shrivel, but I don't think that that's going to be necessary for
All right,
this final round.
No.
I hate to say it, but I'm rooting against us. I want to have another turn.
Well, no, I want to
Oh,
see
they got a
more. I
Yorm?
want to see Barbara. See, no, there's Barbara
So
in the back middle.
They've taken it.
the multiple slays on the Doom Breath then proc all the Yorm's slay growths, correct?
Oh, wow, yeah.
I didn't think about that.
Oh, no, that's horrible.
That's absolutely disgusting.
The potential is kind of ridiculous.
It's geometric, right? If he's killing 3, if he kills 3
Hey,
around,
we survived
and then
one more.
Yorm just gets. Oh no!
Grabbing this chicken.
Right, because it's
There's no other monster.
if he kills 3, and the eye is multiplying Baba, right? Is it 3
Let's
times 3
find
times
it
3?
and demonstrate.
There's our Baba.
Here, so there's Barbara.
Okay, we can actually afford both if we want to just see
like it.
This treasure here. So let's just do that.
We're gonna get to see how big we finish with the dragon here. That'll be fun.
All right. So do we
all
even
filth.
have any?
I guess Forking Rod is.
Well,
does
this is a
something.
spot where I would say we could skip. What are these really doing? If we're looking at the health total, we
Yeah.
aren't worried about stealing anything from that comp. Maybe we can use this gold to roll into a Jorm. There's always a chance.
That's true. We have the chicken on the board. We can maybe sell some stuff for
Right,
it.
we do have a hand.
True. Come on,
All
Jorm.
right, let's get this Jorm.
Jorm.
That's not a Jorm.
Jorm.
It's
is
worth
that.
a shot.
Yeah.
Cornite, skip. So instead of taking one of the 3 treasures, you can always skip, and it gives you 2 gold.
Yeah.
Is it worth selling chicken for spell in any context?
Yeah, forking. Here, John Blee, you are not wrong. Forking Rod plus Mimic is very bad.
Oh yeah, we could have. We could have.
You aren't wrong, but we have 38 health and they have 2, and the game's over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would be a little different if we were against
yeah.
human
Mostly trying to
players
see
here.
how big this dragon can
Yeah.
be.
Yes,
Exactly,
we have a
exactly.
very specific project right now.
Let's just watch all the
Right, come
sound
on,
effects
hit the middle,
that
hit
happen.
the middle.
Oh, there's a Yorm.
Do it. Okay, that's fine.
Oh, our odds
Aye.
went up.
You got
Our
it.
odds went up.
Hey,
Okay, so
okay,
3.
but the pumpkin will go off.
So Slay.
That's so
6, 12. Oh, that's fun.
This doesn't feel legal.
More than doubled? Is that true?
This isn't right. If we
Almost,
had the
almost.
Yorm, can you imagine the
53
numbers?
to 89. Yeah, it would be some numbers.
Yeah.
And this is not even a golden Baba.
Yeah.
Right,
for
imagine if they
yeah.
were both upgraded.
No,
Yeah.
We call those internet numbers for sure.
That was
That's
close to
criminal.
plus 40, right? Something like that.
But anyway, but now you have a chance to see it. So that's obviously Doom Breath is really bad, but then a single scam from a Medusa
Yep.
Yeah.
can reduce
turn
it
it
to ash.
That's absolutely right.
Question though, is scam something y'all came up with? Or is that community based?
Well, no,
and
I
they
saw
just
it,
took
I
it
saw
and
it
ran
during
with
the
it?
tournament. There were big shots of the art. That was the first time I ever had a chance to see like full page art from the cards. And then they had the different classes of card, and they used the terms that we know
Right.
In love.
and like,
Yeah. Yeah,
the
it's,
community terms.
yeah, Parney was just like, hey, we're going to make a, shout out to Parney, running a great tournament, right? Last weekend. Yeah, he's just like, yeah, let's use the terms that are already being used, right? And
Yeah, of course.
We'll just adopt
Yeah.
them, of course.
So
yeah.
scams are like your.
I do
tricky
believe the
stuff.
community came up with those.
Yeah.
Is in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah.
Does that come from any other card game?
I think it's just, you're
Yeah.
scamming them.
Yeah, sure.
Your
I mean,
3/3's
I
killing
understand how it's working.
Yeah.
I just wondered if there's another instance of that, since all these games kind of borrow
Yeah.
very similar terms.
It's funny, but I mean, but that was an interesting example. So it's like when I was first playing the game, it's just like, okay, I want to try to make sure that everything on my board has a specific keyword, so I'm like maximizing something. And like,
Yes.
in my mind, like I'm so focused on collecting specific things that I'm not actually thinking about the meta aspect
Yeah.
of the individual rounds that I'm having against other players, right?
Yeah, you have so many micro games within your larger game. You need to focus on the big one, but you like winning the small games.
Exactly. But what I'm starting to see is that I'm seeing endgame state boards that work together, but not because they all share a keyword.
Yeah, they're not all royals or something.
No. They're just very specific builds that function well, but not because they have like a slavish devotion to a specific keyword,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
I used to just be able to do dwarves, and then that was great, and then I would go to bed.
Yeah.
That's insufficient. Although dwarf Bossy's back
Oh yeah.
Bossy is
in
best.
5, and we've had a great. We love to see him. We love to see
A
this
great
young man.
friend.
Well, part of the goals with the design are having a mix of things like dwarves, where dwarves like other dwarves. You have a whole squad of dwarves.
It's fun.
And mix and match pieces like what we kind of just did, where we're like, okay, Baba Yaga, dragon, merfolk, like
we had some trees, but then
Exactly.
this River Wish is giving us something cool, but it isn't really about good or evil even, right? We found another type of polarity just to make them do something cool together. And then this weird, like super pumped up dragon at the end provided like crazy, like comical value with an inherited slay keyword.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, some of these combinations are things like players find too, and they get to builds that we didn't even consider.
Oh, I
because
bet.
it's like we're giving you all these puzzle pieces, and you're kind of deciding how to put them together.
What's a combo that snuck up on you that you're just like, I didn't even think about that?
Oh yeah, great question.
I mean, I think like some of the Tweedle Slay or like Lancelot
Yeah.
Slay builds recently. Lightning Dragon has been pretty impressive in some contexts for sure.
Yeah, the slay dragons are the River Wish lightning dragons.
Yeah.
Where they're gonna kill backline units. If you get a lightning dragon, it's probably gonna die doing it, but it's a pretty reliable slay target if you can then allow it to like scale alongside with an inherited slay keyword like from a River Wish. It's really scary.
Yeah. And once you get its health up, it can actually slay twice, right? Because
There
it
you go, right in a
attacks
row,
first
right in
and
a
then it
row.
attacks first again. Yeah.
And because it's that first attack happens really before the combat, it's a really nice it's a nice defense against some of these backline combos.
St. Ross has a good point, which is the wall comp. Like the Thad Drac, one big range character, all 0 X's.
Yeah.
But it doesn't
good point.
seem it doesn't seem like I can't what it must have felt like to have arrived at that.
Right.
Right? The zeros, they're not attacking at all, and we just have the tip of the spear.
Yeah, it did not occur to me, that's for sure, when we were changing Sad Drac.
The first time I played against it on ladder, I'm like, maybe Shadow Assassin getting health.
Yeah. Shadow Assassin got a
that's
nerf after
pretty
that, yeah. But it is so fun, right, to have like puzzle pieces, right? We don't want a game that's like on rails, you must do what we thought of, right? It's fun to have the players do it, and that's part of where Scam comes in too, right? When we say, oh, how big can your dragon get? How big can your Echo get? We don't want limits there. And that's why we have the Scam, right? The
You want other
Medusas.
tools.
Right, okay, if my opponent's way ahead of me, how do I actually still have a chance?
Medusas and
Right, exactly.
Cupids,
So we want designs that both
yeah.
let you go crazy, but also counterplay to that craziness, yeah.
Absolutely. All right, well, Dwab, are you
Yeah,
going to take it on the
are
road?
we taking it on the road then, I guess?
do it.
So now I need everyone to shout at me as quick as you possibly can.
Right. All at the same time, as loud as
yeah.
I'd like to point out that you have a perfect 3,000 rating.
Yeah, exactly.
Reset just happened.
Yeah, exactly.
So